Welcome to week 4 of summer reading with Mooresville Public Library. I'm Miss Megan, your teen librarian. This week we're all about tea parties and the royals who attend them. Gather with your favorite princes, princesses, queens, and kings as I regale you with some of my favorite books fit for royalty. Up first are a couple picture books. These are perfect for read-alouds between emerging readers and fluent readers. The illustrations are fun to talk about, even without reading the words. Do you ever wake up feeling different than you did yesterday? Maybe you feel royal? In The Queen of France by Tim Wadham, that happens to Rose. So she does what any royal person does. Dresses up in gowns and jewelry and, of course, a crown. Then she declares to her mother that she is the Queen of France. Her mother and father are unsurprised to see the Queen of France, but no one can seem to find Rose. The Queen wants to trade places with Rose. Rose will be the Queen of France, and the Queen will live with Rose's parents. Will Rose's parents agree? This is a lovely book about pretending and parenting with an imaginative child. What if you're a real prince meant to be king? In A Small Kingdom by Tommy DePaola tells the story of a young prince whose father, the king, dies. The prince is supposed to wear the imperial robe, long thought to have powerful magical properties, and take over as a ruler of the small kingdom. But his jealous half-brother has other plans. He steals the robe and slashes it to pieces from a high tower. With the robe destroyed, will the young prince be able to find another source for the strength and power to rule? This modern fairy tale celebrates the greatest power of all, love. If chapter books are what you're after, these next titles might be for you. Did you enjoy learning a little bit about family history in week 1? Maybe you want to look a bit deeper into your ancestors. Perhaps you'll find out you have some royal blood, much like Judy Moody, who is making her family tree for social studies. She's positive there's royal blood in her family, and she's going to have a right royal tea party to celebrate. But there's a hitch in her plan, and that's arch nemesis Jessica Finch. Now there's a family secret Judy doesn't want to get out, and maybe her royal attitude is causing her friends to drift away. Will Judy Moody's tea party be a royal success or a huge flop? Find out in Judy Moody and the Right Royal Tea Party by Megan McDonald. I am not the King of England. Brother Simmons is a lunatic. I must escape. These are the 3 things Lambert Simnel tells himself when he wakes up in the house where he's being made into the King of England. The year is 1486, and Lambert is just an orphan kitchen boy for a tavern keeper. One day, he is bought by Brother Simmons, a friar who is convinced Lambert is actually Prince Edward, the true King of England. The current king, Henry VII, took the crown from Richard III's head and murdered anyone else who might rightfully claim the throne. But Prince Edward was said to have escaped from the Tower of London. Is Lambert really Prince Edward? What is motivating Brother Simmons and various English lords to prove that Prince Edward is alive and ready to overthrow King Henry VII? How will this all end? The Player King by Avi is based on the true story of a boy named Lambert Simnel who lived in the 15th century. Want to read about more real people and places? These nonfiction books will tickle your fancy. 10 Kings and Queens Who Changed the World by Clive Gifford introduces you to legendary rulers who built lavish palaces, organized fearsome armies, and forged great empires. The illustrations and fast-paced text will hold your interest much like a graphic novel and leave you wanting to learn more. Everyone knows that royalty lived in castles, but did you know that some believe these castles to be haunted? One such place is Edinburgh Castle in Scotland. Haunted, Edinburgh Castle is a short nonfiction book by Ryan Nagelhout. It details the history of the castle and the rock it stands on, all the way back to 900 BC. With such a long history, there are bound to be some interesting stories about the people who lived and died there. And if you're wanting some activities to do while you make believe, Days of Knights and Damsels by Lori Carlson is perfect for you. More than 100 illustrated projects and games will help you recreate a long-ago world, when books were handmade and read by candlelight, sundials told the hour, and there were laws about wearing too many buttons or going barefoot. Graphic novels are great reads for any age. Here are a couple that I enjoyed reading this week. Baby Mouse doesn't have a lot of expectations. Well, maybe a few. A tiara, straight whiskers, ice cream for lunch, no homework, fame, fortune, and tasty snacks. Perfectly reasonable expectations for Queen of the World. Baby Mouse, Queen of the World is the first book of the Baby Mouse series by Jennifer L. Holm and is perfect for fans of Junie B. Jones, Ivy and Bean, Bad Kitty, and Dork Diaries. Have you heard of the Prince of Persia? Millions have played the game, but few have ventured into the heart of the legend. Long ago in Persia, there lived a prince, a man of honor, of valor, and full of strength. A man for his people, who lived with them and took on their trials and hardships, and he was loved. His name is no longer remembered. When people speak of him, they call him merely the Prince of Persia, as if there have been no others, and his descendants are enjoined to live like him, to be like him, to the ends of their days. Prince of Persia, the graphic novel, was written by A.B. Sina and based off the game by Jordan Mechner. Finally, for my YA fiction readers, I have two recommendations. Prince in Disguise by Stephanie Kate Strom is a fun, light, romantic book set in a Scottish castle. The main character, Dylan, has been dragged from her home in Tupelo, Mississippi to take part in the televised wedding of her beauty queen sister, Dusty, to Scottish Lord Ronan. Dylan wants nothing to do with being on reality TV and plans to hide from the cameras as much as possible. But the producers are full of surprises, including family secrets, long-lost relatives, and a hostile future mother-in-law. At least there's Jamie, the British, bookish, adorable groomsman, who might just be the perfect antidote to Dylan's stress. All she has to do is keep the showrunners from turning her into the next reality show sensation. If a darker story is what you're after, may I suggest 3 Dark Crowns by Kendara Blake. In every generation on the island of Fenburn, a set of triplets is born. 3 queens, all equal to the crown, and each possessor of a coveted magic. But becoming queen isn't solely a matter of birth. Each sister has to fight for it, and it's not just a game of win or lose, it's life or death. The night the sisters turn 16, the battle begins. The last queen standing gets the crown. Mirabella is a fierce elemental, Katarine is a poisoner, and Arsinoe is a naturalist. Which of the 3 will rise to be queen? All of the books I've talked about in this video are available at Mooresville Public Library. Any of the other books are either available at Mooresville Public Library or through Evergreen, Indiana. You can check out any of these books today. Thanks for watching.